Hello, my friends, and welcome back to The Gun Show. Yes, this is VIP edition, and for the first time, you may notice my background is a little bit different, a little bit yellow. Where might I be? I can think of two places that have a whole lot of yellow in it, and one of them starts with an S and has a C in it as well. Yes, Sandvik Coromant, and I am with a new best friend of mine. Yes, much like stepbrothers did we just become best friends? I hope we did, because that smile is absolutely amazing. I have a little cheat code here as well, because normally I have my iPad with me and all these questions and these games we play, but we're getting raw today. We're getting fresh today. We're having a good time today. So I got Veronica. Don't be scared, Veronica. This is going to be all right. I have got Veronica with me today, President Sales Area Americas at Sandvik Coromant. Yes, and guess what else? Texas A&M University graduate. That's all the cheating I'm doing today. The rest is just that we all get to learn together, Veronica. Thank you so much for being here. And first of all, thank you for your smile. What a great smile.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to The Gun Show, my friends. This is the VIP edition.
No, I'm happy to do this. This is really great. And by the way, plug for my Texas Aggies. They are going to the World Series. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
So excited. They're not going to Omaha.
Well, we're going to get into all of this stuff a little bit later, but I got to ask right away, did you play sports growing up?
I didn't. Well, I did. I was a basketball player and I ran track through high school. I chose not to run in college. And yeah, just went to Texas A&M to get a degree.
Well, you're not going to run from me today, are you?
No, no running. No running. Yeah, that ship sailed, unfortunately. Bad knees.
Yeah, you and me both. I was a soccer quote-unquote star, and far from a star, but soccer as well. And I tried to play during COVID a couple years back, and my daughter started making fun of me. She's like, why have you been limping for 2 weeks? I'm like, I tried to play soccer again. I'm with you 100%. I'm not going to run from you either today, Veronica.
I did run during COVID. I ran a couple of virtual marathons. So,
did you?
Yeah, didn't have anything else to do. So
like a Peloton type thing?
No, ran out on the road, but you could just send your watch information in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, we are all over the place currently, but I'm so fascinated by this young lady. All right, let's get back to the original topic, which is the gun show itself. Yes, if you're tuning in for the first time, first of all, thank you for being here. If you've tuned in because of muscles, yeah, I don't have any. If you tuned in for weapons, I don't have any of those either. The gun show is about humanizing manufacturing, getting to know the people in an industry that make everything around us. We want you to get to know us a little bit better. It's an industry that we should respect a bit more. If you think about the people we do value, our doctors out there, our pilots out there, they can't do those things without us as well. So that's what this is about. This is what manufacturing is about. And Veronica has given me the great honor to be here today on the show. And what it really is about on the gun show is humanizing manufacturing. So let's start with that, Veronica. How the heck did we get into manufacturing? Let's start, and you can go back to diapers if you want to. You can go back to middle school if you want to, high school, as far back as you want to go. But how the heck did you get into manufacturing?
So I guess it's a little bit interesting. So I came out of college with an industrial engineering degree, and how I got there was a little quirky. It was just a recommendation. I wanted to be a math teacher. I wanted to be a math teacher. My mom said, nope, honey, you like to shop too much. You really need to figure a different career path. So a friend of the family suggested industrial engineering. It was a new discipline back when I was in college. So I graduated, had a couple of jobs that were not very glamorous, and I applied to work at Sandvik Coromant. They were building a brand new manufacturing facility close to my house that my future husband and I were building, and it was 7 miles. It was a beautiful building. So I was applying for a manufacturing engineering degree. I went in for the interview and I left as a human resource manager. I guess at that time there were not a lot of engineers that had interpersonal skills. So, and I had done some recruiting, technical recruiting, and I had some retail experience. I had a lot of people experience, but I also did technical recruiting in one one of my first jobs out of college. And so I was human resources. I did business control, so I did the financials for that facility. It was about the same size as this facility, about 100 people. And I ended up doing production control, so I did the scheduling and planning of all the orders going out into the field, into the shop. So I did that for a while. I was basically like number 2 in charge. By the end of my tenure in manufacturing, I had a wonderful boss that allowed me the opportunity to get involved in whatever I wanted. I was the safety person, I was the maintenance building person, I was the IT person, and I didn't know much about IT. I did everything except engineering, and
Which you had a degree in.
which I had a degree in.
Perfect.
I did, Sandvik did allow me to get my MBA as well, so I got an executive MBA from Texas A&M while I was in the production facility, and once I graduated, I had made friends with a lot of people in sales, and the local director of sales asked me if I would be interested in sales management. Went into sales management. It was really scary because I could make an insert, that we made inserts in the production facility that I worked in. So I knew how to grind an insert, but I didn't know how to apply them. I had no idea what was going on. So that was a pretty big, scary step. But I was a sales manager for about 6 months before my boss ended up getting a promotion and his position came open. So I applied for that job, and actually it was a better step for me because it was not as much application, it was more management and more business. So I went pretty quickly into a director role, and I had a small area, 5 states, went 5, 7, 13, ended at 27 states. And then I moved into a different position. I ended up being responsible for sales area Americas for our key accounts and our channels, our distribution network, and our machine tool network for the last 4 years. In addition to that, I was responsible for Mexico. I kind of had 2 jobs for the last 4 years. I was the cluster manager for Mexico for a couple of years, and then I took an acting role as president, and then eventually got the permanent position. So
That is absolutely incredible. So a couple of questions come up immediately for me is, ¿tú hablas español?
un poquito.
Yeah, yo hablo poquito español también, no problema. The second one is, do you still like to shop?
I love to shop.
Yeah.
Yes,
And so the reason I'm going to bring this up is because we definitely have an audience out there that thinks manufacturing is the D's, right? Dull, dirty, dangerous, these types of things. And we could obviously see the shine on this floor right now. It's glowing everywhere. So it's
Right.
not those things.
Right.
But also in combination with that, we think that's just for somebody who didn't graduate high school, or they're going into trades. They could never get into a university, so they're going to go run a machine. They don't make that much money. You went into engineering because your mom said you like shopping too much. So were you able to, and I know this answer is yes, but I have to ask it, were you able to financially support the goals of going shopping today and throughout the years?
Absolutely. Yeah, especially going into sales, you get to set your own boundaries and make your own way, I guess I'd say. So yeah, it's been definitely rewarding. And now I have 2 daughters that like to shop more than I do, so that makes it a lot more difficult and more inspiring to keep working.
Well, it's a good thing for all these promotions and your willingness to work. That's what I like about you. One thing that stuck out when you were telling your story, Veronica, was you said, I got a degree, I walked out with human resources, and then I went into IT, which you said you didn't know that much of. But, everything, the safety, all the things, all the aspects. Then you said you jumped into sales, and you were a little bit nervous about it. It was a big leap, a challenge. Have you always been that type of person that says, give me a challenge, and I'm going to do what I can to accomplish it? Have you always been a go-getter?
Absolutely, yeah. I would say most of my friends would say I was an overachiever as I was growing up, most likely to succeed kind of person. But yeah, I just like to feel accomplished, and accomplished isn't, always a dollar sign. It's, helping other people and developing people and having success and being the best at what I do. And that's what I strive for, being the best at what I do. And if that means learning more, being a part of more, that's what I was out to do. And I was so fortunate, so fortunate to have my first boss in the production facility, which he is still my biggest cheerleader. I still stay in touch with him, and my second boss. Both of them were so good that they allowed me the opportunity to learn a lot. While I was in sales as a director, I also had customer service for a year and a half or two. So I've pretty much dabbled in most areas of our business, and it was because I had good leaders that let me do it. I was always had a big mouth, so I would ask to help, or I don't like to point out areas that we have when we have areas of improvement. I like to have a solution, and usually when you open your mouth about having a solution, you end up being volunteered to be a part of the solution, and that's how I got involved in so many things. Is I always have an opinion, and I always try and have a solution, and being a part of the solution just kind of got me involved in a lot of different areas of our business.
I did research for my next opportunity because I wanted to write a book, and I came across the statistic that 70% of small business owners want to fund their retirement through the sale of their business, when in fact only 20% of them actually had a saleable business. And it broke my heart anticipating the fact that baby boomers, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and in fact it was a train. And so I really wanted to do something about that. So I wrote a book called Scaling the Exit. The purpose of the book was to articulate a strategy for small to medium-sized business owners to increase the value of their business to the extent that they could actually sell it and fund their retirement. And that was really the first iteration of what became EBITDA Growth Systems and our brand promise, which is to double the valuation of small, medium-sized businesses, specifically in terms of an exit, but double their valuation, or we give them their money back.
I think you and I can find some common ground in that, being open and having an opinion. I can say for myself that I have once or twice gotten myself into trouble for having a big mouth. Have you ever found yourself in that kind of a situation?
Oh yeah. That's why I have wonderful people like Kyla that keep me aligned. Yes.
I love to name drop. We love Kyla, right?
Yeah, we love Kyla. She makes sure I have my points. But no, yeah, I am very transparent. That's my management style. That's the way I deal with people, and hopefully that's what makes people work hard for me, is because I work hard for them. So I just tend to be overly transparent.
I want to ask you about some of the, and thank you for your transparency as well,
Sure.
by the way, but I want to ask you some about current roles and responsibilities. I know we have IMTS coming up, and I don't like to timestamp too many things because somebody 3 years from now is going to watch this video for the first time and go, I love that woman. Wait, that was done 3 years ago? Because we are talking about IMTS. But before I get to that, I would love, if it's okay with you, to talk about just the general idea and concept of women in manufacturing, women in engineering, because I do this podcast a lot. A lot of people watch this podcast, listen to this podcast, and as a general rule, I do my very best to be as diverse as possible, but we all understand that manufacturing is predominantly white males. Mm-hmm. I love when I have the opportunity to talk to someone outside of that specific area. So if it's okay with you, would you mind just talking a little bit about what it's been like as a woman? I mean, you've already told your story, but it's a little bit unique to go, okay, yeah, you're right. It's a woman in manufacturing is a little bit different than a man in manufacturing. Sure. So I want to try to connect with a lot of the women out there, because we want more women. We want more diversity. Absolutely. We want more of all of these things, as we constantly just talk about this labor shortage and this skill shortage, and invest in automation. We're all talking about it. It's hashtags, it's buzzwords. So now, with my long-winded statement, I purposely do that sometimes so I give my guests time to think about an answer, because none of this is scripted. I would love to hear a little bit more about just the journey from that side of things, and maybe maybe some challenges, but some successes as well, and maybe some encouragement for other women out there also.
Sure, yeah. When I first came in to sales, because in production it wasn't so bad. You know, I came in, I was able to overcome, actually we were moving into a brand new facility, so I hired a bunch of the people that were there, and I had no problem with acceptance or feeling equal or any of the issues that women bring up these days. But going into sales, it was different because every customer, there are still I'll call them more seasoned facilities that expect to see a middle-aged white man walk in, and you sit around a table of men, and you're the only female, and you're trying to say something, and they're looking right past you. I've had many instances where I'm answering a question and they look right to the person next to me, irregardless of the level of person sitting next to me. It didn't matter. But you know, I learned to have thick skin and to expect it. So I would expect that, and I would just continue to work towards earning the respect of the people around me, and not just the customer on the other side of the table, but even my own people, because I have to show the value that I brought to the table and why I was there. I wasn't there to just, you know, I guess a bobblehead. You know, I was there, you know, to try and help sell something,
Sure.
grow sales, improve a relationship, solve a problem, whatever my purpose for. So it was a little bit of a journey. I mean, I guess the good thing up for being a female is that most people aren't going to scream at you, you know. So anytime there was a quality problem, or you know those rare occasions, they would call Veronica. Veronica, let's go in and see this customer because he's really angry, and they tended to be a little bit.
Okay.
They tended to be a little bit more calm. Now, I can't say they were all calm, but it was a journey. But, you know, I do think it's a great job, and I think that, you know, the things that we get to see in manufacturing, I mean, rocket ships and missiles and guns and all of these, even teeth implants and knee implants. I mean, there's so many, a variety of things that you get to see that it is fascinating to see the technology that people are using and how smart people are out there and what they're coming up with. I mean, it's a great industry. A great thing to do is to be a part of manufacturing. You just have to be able to know that every shop isn't going to be the cleanest, and maybe not every shop has air conditioning, but what you get out of those visits is so rewarding, and I always love it. Those are my best days, is when you're seeing a customer or seeing something being made. To know that you're contributing to that is really rewarding to me.
Yeah, as we're both starting to get, I don't want to vote you into my situation. As I'm starting to get a little bit older, I'm very grateful for the medical world, making needles smaller and components for my knees a little bit better. I'm not bringing you into that, but for me, thank you so much. Another part of that I would love to ask is, do you feel that your daughters are inspired by your career choices, the direction you've gone? Do they see and participate in this as well?
Oh yeah, I do, and I don't want to cry, so I'm not going to do that.
I'll cry with you. I really will. I'm a sensitive guy.
Because yeah, when I start talking about that kind of stuff, it makes me a little sad. But no, both of my daughters do not want to be engineers. They both want to do something in healthcare, but they want to help people, and I think they recognize the value of hard work. I try and instill that in them, and both of them want to be leaders. One is probably a lot stronger. She's my little mini-me than my other one. My other one, you know, is a very hard worker, very diligent at everything she does. So yeah, I would say so. I know that my oldest one, you know, it was the beginning of my sales career. She was 2, so she didn't see a lot of mommy, you know, in her younger years. You know, I was traveling a lot, but my little one, COVID came, and then she saw a lot of mommy, you know, so it was, it's been a you know, it's been good for her to actually see and be a part more of my career path. My little one, my oldest one, probably only saw me leaving and coming and going on airplanes, but yeah, I would say it's been inspiring for both of them. My oldest one is a sophomore in college, and she had to write all her college essays, and one of them was Who Inspires You the Most?
This is where the tears come in?
Yeah, and yeah, it was very, very touching.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so did she follow in your Aggie footsteps?
Absolutely.
Did she?
She's class of 27.
Okay, and is she doing any sports as well?
She is not. She, yeah, she did not decide to do that. She's just going to go study. Yeah.
Medical world, both of them
Yes.
want to be in that. But I have to ask, because our audience, although I would love to have a broader audience, for those everyone go tell your friends is outside of manufacturing, watch this show and get into it. But I have to ask, would you recommend this world, this industry to other women out there?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think there's more and more women. I have a lot of friends that have children that are interested in engineering, and we've taken a lot of young ladies and men out into the field to show them what it's about, to show them what manufacturing is about, because people think that it's not interesting, but it really is, you know, and there's a lot of shops that look just like this building. And they have to, because you can't attract talent if you don't have air condition and you have, you know, mist in the air. You know, you have to provide a safe environment, and there's more and more out there, and just the amount that you can impact from a technological standpoint. Absolutely, I would absolutely recommend it for any young people, women, everyone. It's great.
Yeah.
We need more people, in engineering.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's dive now a little bit back into the Sandvik world, if that's okay. Sandvik Coromant, and talk about the recent transition of your position and what the current responsibilities are. And I just love to hear a little bit more about that, if it's okay.
Oh, wow, yeah. So I've been, I was acting since January, and in March I took the position permanently. And
Congratulations.
yes, thank you very much. And right now I'm spending a lot more time learning about, I'm a member of a lot of board of directors and for Sandvik and legal jargon that is not as fun as cutting tools, I will say, but it's been a journey in learning the markets. I was already, because of my previous role, I was responsible for Sales Area Americas from a strategic relations perspective. So I was fortunate to already know enough about Canada, Mexico, South America, but getting to know them in a different way, and from a business perspective, you know, their overall sales numbers, their direction of their market trends, and those sort of things are kind of what I'm getting my feet under me right now.
It sounds like a lot to go. Well, it's definitely from cutting tool world, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Do you ever think back about this journey? Oh man, do you ever just look in the mirror and just be proud of yourself? Do you get the opportunity to do that? We're all our own worst enemy. I know I look in the mirror, I'm like, am I doing good enough? And sometimes I question it, you know what I mean? But we should be proud, right? We should be proud. And I know I'm proud of you. On behalf of MTD and the Gun Show, we're all very proud of you. I know Kyla sitting behind the camera right now, before we hit record on this, she's like, I'm so excited for you. You know, she was jumping up and down about it, right? So you obviously have some cheerleaders. Your first boss, as you mentioned, still your cheerleader. So do you ever give yourself the gratitude that you deserve for your accomplishments and hard work?
I would probably say no. I would say I'm still my worst enemy. You know, I always believe, and I would say if there's an area that I could improve is to celebrate successes a little bit more along the way. I've had some people on my team in the past say, you know, we'll do good and we'll have a really good day, or we'll have one of our promotions that goes really well, and you'll say, yeah, that's great, and you'll immediately talk about what we're going to do better. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes I just need to take a break and enjoy some success. But when it comes to me, I don't put myself first with that kind of success. You know, I still think there's lots of things to fix, lots of people to help, and that's kind of the way I'm wired.
Well, you're the first and only on today's show. So you come first today. Even if you don't do it yourself, on the Gun Show, you come first.
Awesome.
So a couple of fun questions for you just as we continue to explore, and we'll dive into IMTS a little bit. Not too much though, because this video will be released before before, I think, some of the other videos we recorded today. And Kyla did a wonderful job of leaving breadcrumbs to just leave teasers for everyone. And I don't want to ruin her hard work. So we won't dive too much into it, but we'll get a little bit excited. But before we do that, I'm sure you've been to Sweden.
I have, yes.
How do you like it?
I love Sweden.
Yeah?
It's a really great place to visit during the summer months.
I know, so I've been there as well, and I went in November, and I was quite chilly.
Yeah, not that time. No, yeah, I actually was just in Sweden 2 weeks in a row a couple of weeks ago, and it was wonderful weather. And I actually visited our production facilities. I hadn't been there in 10 years, so I visited all of our production facilities around Sweden, and it was really great, really good to see.
How many are there, more or less?
Well, we visited, I went to our center, our headquarters in Sandviken, and then I went to GMO, which is where our insert plant, and there we also have the soft metal plant as well, so there's 2 plants. Then I went to our R&D facility as well, so.
And you didn't invite me.
Next time.
Next time.
Next time.
I'm going to hold you to that. Now we got it on camera. I'm going to have to,
Next
right?
time. Next
So, okay, random question, but last time I was in Sweden, I went to Kalmar, and I didn't realize how much Sweden was into sweets. And one sweet on the top of their list, which, sorry, my friends out there, I do not like, was a salted licorice. Have you ever tried that? Have they ever asked you to try that?
They always have licorice on the tables or at the fika, at the coffee breaks. And yeah, one time I was tricked and I took a bite. I thought it was chocolate, and oh my God, it was.
What a mistake.
It was, yeah, not something I would choose to eat. No, but they have some really other good stuff. Yeah, they have lots of good food there.
I agree, and I love all the I've been to all the Scandinavian countries and been around the world, I don't know how many times at this point. And just on the topic of countries, do you have a favorite you like to visit? Not, again, real random, completely random questions, but I'm just out of curiosity.
Well, just in travel, my favorite country so far is Italy. Italy.
I hear that a lot,
It's
actually.
beautiful, beautiful place. And we have some production facilities there. I'm actually lobbying to get one of our trainings that I'm in a training class that we're looking for our next location, and I'm lobbying for Italy. But yeah, one of my favorite places
Is that
to
your
go.
favorite food as well? Would be Italian food?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, I love some Italian food.
Okay, well, at some point, if I ever get you down to Florida, one side of my family is from Bologna, Italy, and we hand grind all of our own meats and roll our own noodles every holiday season in
I'm
order
there.
to make our own Bolognese pasta.
Oh.
I will freeze some of that for you and make sure that you have some next time, since now that I know that answer.
Awesome.
All right, randomness is over. Back to the other stuff. IMTS.
Yes.
We're getting excited. We're all getting excited.
Yes.
I believe as we continue to excite our audience that this will be the grandest, and we always say that, right? We're like, this is going to be the best ever. We hope so. We want it to be. Fingers crossed.
Of course.
But you guys have made a few changes.
Yes.
And not changes that have removed other aspects of what people know you for, but you've adapted more into your overall umbrella, and we're trying to create some awareness for that. One thing that I found very interesting is you guys have been since, I mean, I haven't been doing this forever, but what is this, maybe my 6th IMTS? And I've always known you to be in the tooling hall.
Yes.
There's been a change.
Absolutely.
Why, where, what, how, who? Did I ask all the questions? I don't know. But whatever those you want to answer, there's been some changes. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, we've taken a different approach in our strategy where we want to add value all the way down the value chain for our customers, and we've made a lot of acquisitions and a lot of investment in different aspects of the value chain. So from pre-machining, post-machining, all of our engineering support, all the services that we offer. So we, of course, we never lose touch with our product. You know, that's our premier thing we do is sell cutting tools, but the rest of it is really what is complementary to our offer, and our approach is to take a more consultative approach and try and help our customers close the loop. We want to close the loop, and if they're in there buying a machine, we're going to have the engineering support to help.
Veronica, I think this is a conversation I really enjoy, this topic in general, because I mean, if I think about U.S. manufacturing, I have the great opportunity to speak with so many people, high level, much like yourself, really intelligent minds. And one of my most difficult jobs, I think, honestly, is not sounding like an idiot surrounded by all these smart people like yourself, because everyone's just so great at what they do. And my job is to just learn from everyone, right? But one of my favorite topics is smart machining, smart shops. We call it a 4.0. I think we're actually, in my opinion, doing more than that at this point. We're adapting so much, and it's at a rapid rate now because reshoring has intensified. COVID enhanced that, and so folks like yourself who've decided, I might be, and you would say you are, but I have to say from an unbiased perspective, might be the best in the world in what you do with cutting tools, and decided to say, we're going to go a step further to help our partners out there. We're going to adapt a way to understand the tooling. We're going to do vending machines. We're going to make sure partnerships. You have programs set in place to make sure an academy is there for education. There's just so much going on internally as you adopt other platforms of education, software, understanding, where you truly have, in my opinion, dedicated yourself to that machine shop, as we use the buzzwords of, again, labor shortage, again, how quickly can we get 10 years of wisdom into a year as we're reshoring. You guys have invested in that, and I'm so grateful. Can we just kind of touch on what the future with Sandvik Coromant looks like when it comes to taking care of those that the entire industry from your level?
Hey everybody, Mike Franz here with Shop Floor Coffee. For 20 years, we've been seeing the same issues going on with workforce development and the shortage in workers across the industry. We wanted a way to give back. Shop Floor Coffee is our way to do that. Proceeds from every bag or every type of coffee you buy from us go back to the community. We work with amazing programs and initiatives across the country where we're giving back. We want to help support the community. Come together with us. Join us in this effort to help support the community. Please, thank you very much.
Gosh, let's see.
It's a lot, right? It's a lot. I know I said a lot just now. I ask a lot sometimes, and sometimes my words get jumbled.
Right.
But it's also just a strong curiosity of mine, because you guys are the world leaders, and you set a standard for other people to be at a high level also. We as manufacturers making things need you to set that level for us and partner with us, which is why the question sometimes becomes so broad and complicated. But I have to ask it because you are the type of person that go, you know what, Tony? Let me tell you something. So,
yes.
Thank you.
So what I would say to that is that we are working really hard to make sure that we are, if we don't have the expertise, we're getting the expertise from a recruiting standpoint or from a knowledge acquisition standpoint to ensure that we can add value through the whole smart manufacturing. We want to help our customers. Everyone has labor shortages. Everyone wants to use automation. You know, this digital world that we're living in, it's, you know, a little frightening for us old folks, but, you know, it is.
We're not old.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we're not old.
Old is cool, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we are cool. Yeah, drip. My daughter says drip. Yes, I keep learning new buzzwords. But, you know, Sandvik is really trying to take that approach of, you know, trying to bring in people that can bring a different perspective, and we can take that perspective and offer it back to our customers. We are the best at cutting tools. There's a lot of other of our competitors that are really good as well, but we have to take it to a new level, and we have to differentiate ourselves between what we can do for our customers, but our customers have the same struggles we do. They can't find the knowledge base. They can't recruit people. So we have to be there and be that source for them, and that's what we're trying to pride ourselves with, is making sure that we are continuing to add value in all those areas that our customers need, so that we can take a more holistic approach to helping our customers.
The struggle is real for everyone. You are spot on about that. I promise you. Okay, let's get immersive. Can we get immersive for a minute?
Sure.
So, I've learned from your team recently that the new South Hall experience, let's say, is an immersive experience. We get to participate. You're going to have PhDs on your booth, answering questions, giving seminars. And I even called someone earlier today. I said, would it be okay for me to call you the Tums of our industry, moving my heart and heartache? They're like, that's great. We can do that. But you guys really are providing that service at IMTS this coming up September as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. We employ, our people are our asset, and we have the most experienced, our engineering teams that work around the world, but even in just the Americas, so talented, and they're going to all be there, and they're all ready to help solve problems, help our customers.
I absolutely love it. For me, I have really enjoyed this conversation, but now I want to give you a moment, Veronica. Just if you have any kind of closing statements, totally up to you. I have a ton of them, so I can close this out, no problem.
Okay.
But I love to leave the platform open for someone. If I haven't asked a question that you wanted to be asked, if I haven't allowed you to have a statement that you feel is profound that you wanted to convey today, just a moment of your own, if you wish to have it, that you can share with a global audience that's watching and listening right now, totally up to you. You can just look at me with dead eyes and go, I don't want this moment. Tony, what are you doing today? And I'll look at the camera and say, hey guys, that's all. Porky Pig was a that's all, folks. Like, we'll do it like that, right?
Right.
But I also like to give a moment. So if you have anything, by all means, I'd love to hear whatever you.
Yeah, really, my only thing is to say, Sandvik Cormont, we've had a lot of change. We've evolved, and since I started 25 years ago. I mean, yeah, from where we were to where we are today, it's complete evolution, and we're going to continue to evolve. And change is the way of working these days. Everything is change, and it's all really good. I do hope that people consider coming into manufacturing. We need more people in manufacturing. We need every gender, every race, everyone. We need all the talent we can get. But no, I'm really excited about our future, and I really appreciate having your time.
Oh, it's absolutely a pleasure. I'm going to ask you one last question just because I agree with you wholeheartedly. What does this world look like if manufacturing disappeared?
Oh my gosh,
Right?
I don't know. I don't know because, I guess a whole bunch of robots, right?
Well, the robots wouldn't exist because we'd have to make it. We would
That's
go
right.
back to picking up rocks.
Right.
And it would be, think about that. That's how we're closing this out with my friend Veronica. What does the world look like without manufacturing as a closing statement? This is my friend Veronica. I hope you've all enjoyed this Gun Show podcast. Manufacturing is important. You are important. Time is the one thing we cannot manufacture or ever make more of. So if you decided to spend some of it with us today, thank you so much for that, and we will see you again soon.
Thanks. Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thanks so much.